As we close out Catholic Schools Week, we return now to the Berkshires. I'm willing to bet that no other priest in Western Massachusetts has quite the hobby that Father Chris Malatesta does. When he's not on the altar at Mass in Dalton, the St. Agnes pastor can be found performing magic tricks and uttering abracadabra. Steve Kiltonick has the story of Father Malatesta's alter ego, Father Chris Angel.
The man under the cape is none other than Father Chris Malatesta, the pastor of St. Agnes in Dalton. On this day, Father Malatesta is putting his priestly duties aside to be transformed into Father Chris Angel, his stage name for performing some good old-time magic. Father Chris has been creating magic for a number of years now for select audiences. At St. Agnes Church, Father Chris is performing his magic show at the request of the Kindness Kids, a group of 7th graders who spread kindness in the community by performing acts of charity. One of the kids has a friend who was very sick.
He just got diagnosed with cancer, so we thought that we would bring him some Christmas joy and do a magic show for him.
So I thought it was a great idea, and in the midst of it, I thought it was that we could produce that for him, but also be able to entertain the kids at the school as well, as the audience. It's always easier to do magic in front of a live audience.
1, 2, 3.
Father Chris's love of magic goes back to his younger days when he was around 10.
So when I was a kid, I started to do magic a little bit, enjoyed it just as a little bit of a hobby. And then I was one of those kids that always took care of my toys. So I had a small briefcase full of magic, stuck it in a closet, and then years later, my youngest brother said, "You should take out some of the magic and show it to my niece and nephew at the time." So when they would come visit me at the holidays, I would perform a few magic tricks for them.
His interest in magic never waned. As a priest, Father Chris started to perform magic for students at St. Agnes Academy and then for campers at Camp Holy Cross, where he serves as its director. During COVID's worst days, he even set up a magic studio in the rectory.
We had actually hundreds, if not 1,000 people watching those magic shows from Zoom in their house. And it was like kind of a back and forth participation.
And so you see that I didn't do anything with that card, and we say abracadabra, and that card disappeared.
Wait a minute.
So every year I started adding like a trick or two so that some of the magic would be new. And it led from what was once a briefcase full of magic to a collection now that would hardly fit into the back of a pickup truck.
Abracadabra, and look at that, all of our pictures, all colors.
His inspiration is one of the all-time great magicians.
Early on it was Copperfield, right? Like he was probably still the best in the world. And he does from big stage magic to close-up magic. So as you can see, like a lot of the stuff that I was doing as part of this show today is close-up magic. I have a combination between the stage magic and the close-up.
Over the years, Father Malatesta has incorporated magic into his act from Copperfield as well as Chris Angel. He's also gathered tricks from magicians on various variety shows like America's Got Talent.
They always have, some great magicians that are performing on those. And what I love to do is watch some of those, and then sometimes I'll try to figure out how they did a particular performance and then try to add it to my act.
For this Christmas school performance, Father Chris added 10 new tricks with assistance from his sidekick Justin Brown, the youth minister at the parish.
Abracadabra, and I am going to...
Was the first time I ever performed with live animal before, to be able to make a real rabbit appear, and obviously it's one of the now crowd favorites.
Father Malatesta explains what it takes to be a master magician.
So I think that the real trick to being a good magician is not, falling into the trap of, telling somebody, because not only does it spoil it when I do magic, but even some of the professionals, so then the awe isn't there.
His reasons for performing magic are simple.
My mission in magic is just to spread joy and laughter. So it's really, it's not something that everybody does. So if I can bring a little bit of laughter, sometimes I mix the tricks up a little bit, and you got to be willing to have people laugh at you a little bit. But it's a lot of fun.
1, 2, 3, Santa. And what do we got?
Through magic, Father Chris also gives youth a chance to see that priests are more than just a person they see at Mass every Sunday.
Can you say the magic word?
I try to do a lot of youth ministry and stuff, so the kids know that I can have some fun with them. But the primary place they see me is on the altar, where I am super serious at prayer, and so to give this a little glimpse of the other side of it, to show that a priest is a human being, I think there's a lot of value in that.
Reach into my hat. There it is in my hat.
As for the future, Father Chris would like to take his magic show on the road.
Over the next year, hope to possibly do 10 shows around the diocese, with the hope that we can maybe raise $10,000 for Camp Holy Cross.
In 2023, be on the lookout for the traveling Father Chris Angel Magic Act, coming soon to a town near you. For Reel to Reel, I'm Steve Kiltonic.
The Kindness Kids recorded Father Chris's Magic Act and edited the video themselves before delivering it to their friend in time for Christmas. It's just one of the many acts of charity the group performs quietly throughout the year.